What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some unfortunate news, but it's not bad news, as the GOAT, greatest woman of all time, Claressa Shields, Olympic two-time gold medalist, three-division world champion, undefeated in the sport of boxing, undisputed in two separate weight classes, known as the GOAT, greatest woman of all time. She did so, accomplishing all these feats, the fastest male or female in the history of the sport of boxing to do so. With that said, Claressa Shields, she's daring to be great. She's venturing into a different discipline, and she's going into the MMA, mixed martial arts, and she won her first fight. Tonight, she lost her second fight. But, like I said, it's unfortunate that she got the loss, but it's not bad news because I thought that she got the win. So it wasn't like she got blown out. She didn't get knocked out. She didn't get submitted. Okay. I thought personally that she won the fight. I thought she won the first two rounds. I thought she lost the last round because of the takedown and the strikes that her opponent landed on her in the end of the third round. Okay. It was 3 5-minute rounds. I thought Claressa Shields did enough, in my opinion. She avoided multiple takedowns. She was only taken down twice. That speaks volumes. Okay. And even when she was taken down, she knew how to get back to her feet. She got back to her feet, the first takedown. She avoided strikes. Okay. She avoided getting submitted. She knew where she was. She was listening to her corner. She didn't look like a boxer that was venturing into the MMA. She looked like an MMA fighter that was a novice in the sport of MMA, not a boxer that's venturing into the sport of MMA. She did not look like a fish out of water. Okay. She simply lost because she got overzealous when she hurt her opponent twice. The second time she swung overzealous, got a little wide with her right hook, and her opponent got underneath it, and she rushed her back. So she used her momentum against her as Claressa Shields was coming forward. She used the momentum against her, pushed her back, and then got a takedown. So she had two takedowns, which proved to be the difference. Not the strikes. She didn't hurt Claressa Shields. She didn't submit her. She got two takedowns, which proved to be the difference. But one of the judges had it 29-28 for Claressa Shields, and the other judge had it. The other two judges had it 29-28 for her opponent. So that just lets you know she didn't get blown out. She lost 29-28. Okay, which means that it was a very close fight. You know, the strikes and everything. She won the strike game. It's just the two takedowns. See, that's what's difficult about the sport of boxing that Claressa Shields needs to understand, that takedowns count as points. Okay, like landing a jab or landing right hands or landing punches in the sport of boxing, takedowns count as points. Although your opponent may not land any strikes once they take you down, although your opponent may not submit you and things of that nature, but the takedown itself counts as points. So the two takedowns counted as points, which proved to be the difference. Without the second takedown, she wins the fight, unanimous, okay, on all three judges' scorecards. But the second takedown, when she got overzealous with the right hook, that proved to be the difference in the fight. Without that second takedown, she doesn't lose this fight, okay? So that just goes to show just how razor close thin it was. And again, she was very calm, cool, and collective, okay? She fought back when she was on her back. When in the second takedown, when her opponent was trying to strike and throwing punches and bunches as she was on back, she started returning fire, which is very, very risky because she could get caught in between because she's on the ground. So momentum coming downhill has more force than her momentum going uphill off her back. Okay, so her opponent can land one punch that could buzz her, and she may not be able to defend herself, and then before you know it, she's knocked out. So that's a little nuance I think that she needs to fix. But she was leg checking. She was leg checking. You know, she was throwing kicks herself. Her opponent was throwing kicks, and she was checking it. She knew how to turn her hips when she was on the gate. She knew how to get up from being from a takedown and attempted submission. She got back to her feet from there. She stayed cool, calm, and collected when she was on the canvas. In the first fight, you could see she was a little anxious when she was taken down. She looked a little bit, anxious, right? She didn't know what to do. She looked in panic mode, okay? In this situation, she got taken down. She was calm. She was looking around. She was controlling her opponent's arms. She was controlling her opponent's hips. She was sliding as she was supposed to. She was listening to her corner. She did everything she was supposed to do except she got overzealous with the right hand at the end. And she hurt her opponent a few times, okay? An opponent got her opponent on the back foot, okay, with the striking, okay? And when she had her opponent on the gate, she was landing the knees. And she even had a conventional takedown. She had her opponent she had one takedown. So she had her opponent in a headlock and then took her down, little hip toss that took her opponent down. But her opponent immediately got back to her feet before Claressa Shields could get on top of her. Okay, so when she took her down with a left takedown, right? She hip tossed her with her left hip, and she got her opponent on the canvas. And but before her, this is the little trick she needs to learn, because as soon as her opponent hit the canvas, she immediately knew she didn't want to be on her back. She immediately knew she couldn't be in that position, and she bounced right back up. And before she did so quick that Claressa Shields was still on her knees and her opponent was standing up, and she was like, holding the back of her knees. That's how quick, she took her down, boom, and her opponent got bounced right back up, and she was still holding her knees. That's how fast. So those are little tricks and nuances and little tricks of the trade that she'll learn as she, as she progresses in the sport. But she didn't look like a fish out of water. She looked like an MMA fighter. She's taking this very serious. She's very advanced, okay? So as she progressed, I have no concerns and I have no doubt that Claressa Shields will be a champion in mixed martial arts, okay? I have zero doubt about that. Initially, I'm like, man, she's been practicing the sport of boxing for so long. It's a completely different discipline. But I have zero doubt. As time goes on, the more fights she get in MMA, the better she's going to get. So they better get her right now, because she's in her second fight. She's jumped leaps and bounds. She made so many improvements, okay? From the first fight, you watch the first fight and the second fight, it looked like two completely different people, okay? So, and her strike game, her stand-up game, obviously is going to come natural, because that's what she does naturally. So you incorporate, she's able to defend herself from takedowns. Again, if she doesn't get taken down the second time, she wins the fight unanimous decision. If she's able to compose herself and understand when she misses that wild right hook, that open right, it wasn't wild, it was on point, it was just looping, okay? It was a boxing punch, okay? She threw it like, how Triple G throws it, right? Land on the top of the head. She threw it like this, but her opponent ducked underneath it and had the whereabout to immediately grab Claressa Shields. And as Claressa Shields was coming forward, she used her momentum against her. And as Claressa Shields was going backwards, she couldn't keep her balance, and she was taken down. If she throws that punch a little straight, you got to keep in mind that this is not boxing, right? So you miss this punch in boxing, the most they could do is duck underneath it. They may look for a counter, or they may just tie you up, but that's the most they can do. In MMA, if you miss this punch, she's going to take you down, and that counts as points. So if she straightens up that punch, okay, and she throws it straight and she misses, even if her opponent goes to take her down, she's still in position to defend herself from the takedown. But seeing as though she opened herself up so wide that she left herself like this, and her opponent got into her torso and was able to drive her back and take her down, that proved to be the difference in the fight. She faced an opponent tonight that was 2-0 in MMA. Okay, so she's experienced, and this is somebody that's well-versed in the MMA, where Claressa Shields, again, is well-versed in boxing. So if you've been brought up practicing the discipline of MMA compared to Claressa practicing the discipline of boxing, even though you may not have much experience in the octagon, you still have enough experience to offset what she does, because her mindset is always going to click. It's muscle memory. It's going to click back into boxing mode, okay? And so even while she's on her back, she's defending herself, but as one punch land or two punch land, muscle memory subconsciously return punches, and and she's throwing punches off her back. Again, that's not a good position, because the force of your opponent up top coming downhill is going to have far more effectiveness and impact on you than you trying to throw punches from your back, laying on your back, getting no angles, getting no torque on your punches. So I was very proud of Claressa Shields tonight. I definitely believe Claressa Shields is going to be a world champion in mixed martial arts. I definitely think that she's jumped leaps and bounds. Her improvement is spectacular to me. I was shocked. I'm looking, I'm like, wow, she don't even look like the same person. Even when she was striking, it was coming from a different, point of controlness, right? She was very controlled and very patient. And I believe she'll come back, and I definitely believe she'll be a world champion. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Stacey Bumgarner, you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.